The 2026 Illinois primary is all wrapped up, and we've got all the details and results this morning.
We're going to start with one of the most hotly contested races to fill the seat of U.S. Senator Dick Durbin. It was a large field, but Illinois Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton edged out Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy. Stratton earned 40% of the vote to Krishnamurthy's 33%. Here's what she said to her supporters last night.
I will spend every day from now until November 3rd working to earn your support. Tonight's message is clear. We're ready to take our democracy back into our own hands.
Stratton, who served as Illinois' lieutenant governor, earned Governor J.B. Pritzker's endorsement. The governor emphasized that support last night. Take a listen.
I was proud to run with her in our last two elections, proud to serve alongside her for the last 7 years, and proud to endorse her U.S. Senate campaign. She is an outstanding, kind, and genuine person who loves this state with all her heart.
Stratton's Democratic opponent, Raja Krishnamurthy, is dealing with a close loss this morning. Krishnamurthy currently serves in the House in the 8th District. His watch party started with an upbeat mood as supporters were confident in his front-runner status. But as the returns began to favor Stratton, that celebratory mood shifted. He conceded the race last night at his watch party in Chicago, saying, "This is a time for unity in the Democratic Party."
Only in this country could my story happen, and only in this country could a kid like me serve in the halls of Congress. And now we must come together as Democrats and as Americans to make sure that we return to the principles that made us a beacon of freedom and opportunity for the world.
On the other side of the ticket, Don Tracy had a convincing win to become Stratton's Republican opponent. Tracy won with 40% of the vote, with the next highest at 23% for Jeannie Evans. He's a former head of the Illinois Republican Party. In a speech to his supporters, Tracy called his upcoming opponent a career politician while promising to fight for working families.
She's just too extreme for Illinois. She's also become a career politician. Career politicians with extreme agendas have done enough damage to our country. We need leadership who will champion common sense solutions and put working families first. My top priority will be reducing the cost of living and supporting workers, small businesses, manufacturers, and farmers.
Clay County conservative Darren Bailey celebrated his birthday in a big way last night by earning the Republican nomination for Illinois governor. Bailey pulled in over 50% of votes in the primary, easily defeating challengers Ted Dabrowski, James Mendrick, and Rick Heidner. It set up a rematch of the 2022 Illinois governor's race against incumbent J.B. Pritzker. Speaking to his supporters in the Springfield area, Bailey said it's time Illinois residents have a leader who understands their needs.
We've had back-to-back billionaire governors who never had to worry about grocery prices, never wondered if they could pay their property taxes, never had to scrape together the dollars to pay the power bill before they shut off the lights. They live in a different Illinois than the rest of us.
Bailey and the head of the Illinois Republican Party vowed to work together to unify Republicans across the state in an effort to block Pritzker from winning a third term.
Well, another heated race this cycle for Illinois' chief financial officer. This year, candidates for comptroller are grappling with independence and influence. State Representative Stephanie Kifowit accuses fellow Democrat and comptroller contender Margaret Croak of being too entwined with Governor J.B. Pritzker to effectively serve in the role. 5 News Side political editor Mark Maxwell joins us back in studio with the results of that tight race as well. Mark.
Yeah, hey Mercedes, hey Paul, good morning. Great to be with you guys on this morning after election night. Look, all those critics in the Democratic Party who said Margaret Croak might be a little too close with Governor Pritzker ended up Democratic primary voters didn't seem to mind. In fact, they elected her. Yeah, this was the closest race we had, at least in a statewide race, this three-way race, really. There was a fourth candidate who got less than single digits, Stephanie Kifowit, the House Democrat there. But Holly Kim really performing pretty well in the rural and downstate outlying areas. Karina Villa, the state senator from the suburbs, turning up some of the support for herself there. But Margaret Croak, she will become the Democratic nominee to replace Susana Mendoza. Mendoza and Dick Durbin are two very popular Democrats who have performed historically well statewide in Illinois, both of them exiting stage left, Dick Durbin into retirement, Mendoza possibly into a run for Chicago mayor. But that set the stage for what we saw last night. And what else we learned, if we zoom out from just this comptroller race, look at that Senate race as well, J.B. Pritzker has long coattails. It's J.B. Pritzker's party, and his dance card is full. Everybody he endorsed last night won, and they won quite easily. Now, you look at a couple other races, and you start to see a bigger picture of where different influences and industries succeeded and failed. The crypto industry failed big last night. For example, they pumped a whole bunch of money. Let's take a look at this race here. We saw some outside money coming in. Also, AIPAC, Americans in Israel's Public Affairs Committee, they tried to spend a lot of money to elect Laura Fine. They opposed Daniel Biss and Katabu Ghazaleh. In this case, they lost. Now, AIPAC is still trying to declare victory this morning, saying a lot of the candidates they opposed lost. It's like that old saying that says success has 1,000 fathers, but failure is an orphan. We didn't see a lot of people taking credit for the losses last night, but we did see AIPAC coming and saying, hey, a lot of our candidates won. There's one example of that here in the 2nd Congressional District. This is Robin Kelly's old seat. AIPAC backed Donna Miller. She's going to go to Congress. That's a very Democratic stronghold there. But you look across the rest of the state, and it gets a little awkward. Governor Pritzker even recently called AIPAC Trumpy and MAGA, and he's distanced himself from that committee he used to be closely entwined with. So interesting to see AIPAC taking credit for Juliana Stratton's win last night, but there's a lot more to get into that as she takes on Don Tracy these next 7.5, 8 months to go.
All right, thanks so much, Mark. All of last night's election results are running at the bottom of your screen. They're also available on kck.com. Text the word results to 314-425-5355, and we will send you a link.